All around you every single day, in the busyness of life, tiny private moments of miracles are happening. Every second of every day, someone is being born somewhere in this world, and it is always amazing. My name is Rebecca Polston. I am the midwife and owner of the Roots Community Birth Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Birth is always transformative, whether for positive or negative. I saw how much that transformative process was usually not a positive one. And I didn't agree with that. And so I wanted to be a part of that solution of making it a positive, transformative experience for everybody.
We are working to dismantle the systems and the structures that have, for so long, for centuries, prohibited women of color, and Black women in particular, from having a healthy pregnancy and a healthy and empowering birth.
How people give birth and how babies come into the world is fundamentally important. It's a time of ultimate connection. Harnessing that for the greater good is something that we are doing in our work.
The way that we are attacking that bigger issue is by understanding the model of care that Rebecca and Roots Community Birth Center are providing.
How do the changes in individual care shift on a population level so that we can produce greater equity in birth?
Every single family I know from the community who births here has a story. They know someone who lost a baby. They know someone whose mother died or whose daughter died having a baby.
Disparities or inequities in birth outcomes have been persistent for decades. In Minnesota in particular, where we are supposed to be one of the healthiest states in the nation and are consistently ranking in that way, when you start to pull back the layers and kind of look at what's going on in different communities and in different populations, that's not the case.
It is unconscionable to me that Black women are 3 to 4 times as likely to die giving birth as white women, that their babies are twice as likely to die before their first birthday as white babies.
I think this project is particularly important for Minnesota if we are going to truly stand up for the statistics that say that we have such good health.
I mean, ultimately, we want to see everyone have a beautiful birth, period.
I mean, the way babies are born hasn't really changed, but the way we support people in it can.
A broader understanding of what a freestanding birth center is, what culturally centered care means, more resources put into allowing this model of care to be sustainable if it indeed can improve outcomes.
Documenting what a culturally centered model of pregnancy and birth care looks like in a way that makes it possible to adapt that idea and that model in other settings.
Been invited to participate on a few national boards, using my experience with IRL to say, how do I want to be engaged with those, recognizing that these do link to larger policy issues.
I think in an academic environment, our research, our work is often sanitized of our own identity. And IRL is the first time that I have been able to be my whole self. I ask questions as a mother. I ask questions as a Native woman who comes from a community that's affected by these birth outcomes. So I'm able to bring that here and have that knowledge be as legitimate as the PhD that I carry.
We all bring really important and different perspectives to the work, but we all have the same underlying goal and fuel that's guiding us and pushing this along.
In a culture of health, who people are and their cultural background isn't a pathology. That no one in a corporate boardroom gets to decide what's healthy for one person or a community.
In a culture of health, health is a human right. It's not a privilege. My 5-year-old daughter won't be wondering if something happened to her because of the color of her skin.
In a culture of health, we are all connected. We accept conflict and difference, and we move through that to see the common intentions that bring us to the table. A culture of health looks connected.
Worship me.